Hey, you guys have been seeing a lot of posts lately about this beautiful Western Star we built. So I figured I would do a quick walk around video with you and show you all the cool things that we've done to this truck. So let's start out here in the front. We have our standard strobe package in the front. 4 Buyers LED strobes, amber, white, multiple flash patterns. We set it up to a switch in the truck to where you can change the flash patterns. This is a 49X Western Star. So we have a SWAT tarp system that is electric over hydraulic. So you can run it with the electric switches here, no valve banking, doesn't tie into the hoist, doesn't rob the hoist of power. This here is the lift axle controls. A lot of states now require them to be outside, so that is why. Stellar NXT 52L. We did custom paint the hook and rollers on this one. Added a 13.5K steerable lift axle. We also changed out, so these trucks originally came from our dealer with 70-gallon fuel tanks. We changed this one out to 140 and then had it polished by one of our great friends, James Lee. And then back here, here's our, this is the style bumper I really like to do. Not as many people like doing them this way anymore. I like to do it because it gives you a better angle to pull from. So you're not smashing the container with the bumper. I've been doing this style bumper for a really long time. Since we were building our own trucks at the scrapyard. So this is really kind of how I like to do it, tucked away. But again, with a lot of people getting sticklers over the overhang anymore, we've been building kind of our standard bumper tube now is on the outside of the plate. And we even have like a bump out one, kind of like what Palfinger and a lot of them other do, but we have a actual formed plate for that, so it's a full hitch plate. But so we got a 50K panel or 55K panel, air compensated, and then we painted the rollers. So back here they actually have the outside lights are strobes, insides are stop tail turns, and the farthest inside is a stop tail turn reverse. So they're all Trucks brand lights. We've been using those for years. Pretty good product there. And then on this side, we have the ProTech just came out with this last year. This is their new cam lock box. Been pretty impressed with it. It's not cheap by any means, but it has a full lip here to actually protect water from getting in here. And the lip has double fingers and a nice latch, so you can still padlock it. About twice the price of a Buyer's cam lock box. But we've been a ProTech dealer for quite a while, and we've been pretty happy with their stuff. So we'll move on into the cab. I ordered a lot of these trucks with in-cab batteries. It just makes it easier for upfitting. So cab batteries, inside air controls. We put the tarp remote control. That's the nice part about going with the SWAT with the self-contained system, is you get the remote control and then all of the fancy switches. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. One thing you'll notice with a lot of the stuff we do, try to hose wrap everything. We try to keep things, the wear points down. So even here I put some split loom because these hoses wear over time and eventually they become a problem. When do they become a problem? At the least convenient time possible. And so a lot of this stuff doesn't come wrapped like this. So like these rear hoses, the hoses there for the jib, they have to have that slack in them, but they could potentially rub on things. So we put hose guard on them. Another thing you notice that's standard with all of our builds, you see all these little orange stripes here. So that is called Viz Torque. It's a torque marking compound. So that way, if things do come loose, a driver can spot them easier. Kind of similar concept to the little flags on your lug nuts. But we even do the lug nuts on the lift axle after we torque them. But every bolt, nut and bolt that we touch, we do. So that way, a driver should be able to notice. Now, that doesn't mean they always do. But even our hydraulic fittings, you know, we do that because especially with new trucks, you know, as you're going down the road, you know, they are things you need to check after a little bit of use. You know, after heat cycles, hydraulic fittings can loosen. We've seen it before, especially like the hard lines here. So even these are all cross-checked for leaks and marked. So that's one of the things we really try to do. We try to P-clamp everything as much as possible. A lot of places I've seen would just let these hoses dangle and slap on the fuel tank, and that's a service call waiting to happen. And we really try not to do that. When we build a truck, we don't want problems. That is what our standard is. Very similar, you know, I met with Autocar recently on a few things. Very similar standpoint. I'd rather go a little bit extra on the upfit of the truck and not have problems later down the road than cheap out and have you call me with problems. So that is definitely what we like to do. You know, I prefer to not have to fly across the country to fix things for people, but I will. So yeah, that's a quick walk around here of this.